Welcome. This is still prerequisite B review material for Math 116. This is the second page of the packet, and I have the camera set a little bit differently this time so that you can see almost the entire page as we work along. You can also see that we're a gaming family. Monopoly is hanging out over here, and maybe you know which Monopoly game that token comes from. Anyway, on this second page of the prerequisite review, you're given a graph of a line. I put the arrows in on the ends, and then you're asked some questions about that line. And this is really about graph reading for the most part. And so you need to make some estimations, and that means that you'll go to the graph and read the graph and get your estimates from there, rather than making an equation and then doing a bunch of algebra. So let's see. Letter A, estimate y when x is -2. To do these, you'll start at the origin. You know that x is -2, so you'll come left 2 units, and then you have to drop down, in this case, to your line. This point right here is going to give us our answer for letter A. We came left 2, and we have to drop down 1, 2, 3, between 3 and 4 units. And so let's call this y is approximately -3.5. If you're between 2 grid lines, go ahead and make an approximation. Don't just go with the grid line that is closest. In letter B, estimate x when y is -2. We start at the origin. We go down 2 for y values of -2. And then we have to come right, in this case, to get the corresponding x value. So this point, this bubble, will give us our answer for letter B. We came down 2. We go over right 5 units to get the x value. So x equals 5. And that one looks like it is pretty well on the grid lines. You'll do the same kinds of things for C and for D. C, estimate y when x equals 10. You'll come right 10 units and come down to grab the point on the line that has an x value of 10. That looks like y equals -1. Then estimate x when y equals -4. Come to the origin, come down 4 units for a y value of -4. This time you'll need to come left to meet your line. This will give us, this bubble will give us the result for letter D, and it looks like an x value of -5. Estimate the y-intercept of the line. The y-intercept is where your line crosses the y-axis. Remember, this vertical axis is your y-axis. And so this point where your line crosses the y-axis will give us the y-intercept. This will be the corresponding bubble for letter E. And that appears to be the point 0, -3. Estimate the x-intercept. That's the spot on the line where it crosses the x-axis. Your x-axis is the horizontal axis. So our line crosses the x-axis right here. This bubble should be our answer for letter F, or should give us our answer for letter F, and that looks like the point 15, 0. Notice that you were asked for ordered pair form. Make sure you have your comma and you have your parentheses and you have your 2 components of your ordered pair. Show how to find the slope using your results from E and F. Parts E and F. The slope of a line. The formula would be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so a couple ways to get there, but we'll have the same answer either way. You can do 0 minus a -3 divided by 15 minus 0, and that will give you +3/15, which is the same as 1/5. Or, using parts E and F again, you could go -3 minus 0, and then 0 minus 15. That will give you -3, -15. And when you do all of the reduction and cancellation, you will still get +1/5 for your slope. So it doesn't matter which point you call the first point and which point you call the second point. You'll get the same result either way. Explain how you know that the sign of the slope you computed is correct based on your graph. Well, the sign of my slope, once it's all simplified, it's positive. And I know that that is correct because when I look at my original line runs uphill from left to right. We say the line is increasing when it does that. So the line was increasing. And increasing lines always have positive slopes. That is the end of problem number 3.